welcome. My name is Obinako. Welcome. I want to share with you today intentional learning. Intentional learning. If there is anything that has helped me growing up, is that I was very committed to learning. I was curious. I wanted to read. I wanted to search. I think that it helps. It separates. If you come from a background where there was not any structured training from the family for you for life, structured training, systemic training that parents give to their children, and you are just in a free range, and then your way out will be the kind of knowledge that you get for yourself. It is information when it's out there. When it stays with you, it becomes knowledge that you can then decide, you can work with. So if something comes to me, if I read a book, I'm getting information. The knowledge is what stays with me. So I want to share with you once again, intentional learning. Commit to reading a book at least a month. They say that most of the greatest, the greatest achievers that we have in our time, the great entrepreneurs, the innovators, in any field, whether it's academia, whether it's sports, entertainment, any great area, especially areas that have to do with creativity, thinking, innovation, knowledge. Most of those people read a lot. The best of CEOs, the best of entrepreneurs swim in books, swim in knowledge. They are always looking for something to feed their mind with. And so, if nothing at all, at least a book a month will help. A book a month. One of my friends, my dearest friends, Adam, he says, what do you tell people to read? Not everybody wants to read. I said that I think that when you're reading is different from when you're watching a video. When you're reading, you can put a book down and think about it, look at the construction, push it different way in your mind. It's the greatest tool to exercise your mind, reading. So you have to be intentional about this. You have to say that I'm going to read a book a month, 2 books a month, maybe 3 books, 5 books. It depends on you, but at least have some kind of structure, some kind of timetable that helps you. From January to December, March, April, May, June, how many books have you been able to read? Somebody who said that some books are thick. Yes, so if it's thick, we can all agree. But on the average, you should be able to do at least a month, a book a month, and it should be something that you do, especially if you're an entrepreneur. Instead of you trying to wait for somebody to help you, wait for somebody to help you feed yourself. There is some level of knowledge acquisition that all of us must have in any field for us to start to see sense in that field, for us to start to make meaning in that field. So I would say that start to read a book a month at least. Try to read at least a book a month. 12 books a year is not far. It's the least that you can do for yourself. The other thing is read an article every week. There are a lot of things on the internet that you can read, especially if you're an entrepreneur. Read about the very things that you need: the finance, the team, the product, the market, the sales, the systems, the structures, the economy that you operate from, the culture, the training. These things you must commit every day to read them. And I'm saying that once at least a week will help you as an entrepreneur, as an innovator, as a business person, somebody who's trying to build something out of nothing. You need knowledge. When the human capacity is largely built on knowledge exposure, so it's good. So read for life. Commit to read an article a week. Read for life, and read in areas that you need growth. And so something like Amazon Kindle will help you. And also build a library in your home. Buy some physical book and put them there. It makes you feel good, even if you don't open them. But I think that you should read them. Don't just buy them. Read them. Don't just buy them for fun. Read them. That's what we need. We need to read. As Africans, we need to read. The other people know something that we don't know sometimes. When you see somebody trying to do something, they do it and they're committed. The rest of the world is more committed to knowledge as a tool for development than just something else, And that's why I think all of us must transition to. So knowledge is a tool. Knowledge is a weapon for growth, for liberation, for freedom. And so if we just put knowledge as one of those, it's the main. as a matter of fact, so it's required for growth. It's required for, especially. So just go. I mean, if nothing at all, some people don't want to spend their money on anything, but there are a lot of free books that you can read. The one thing about us reading a lot of these Western books is that, generally they don't really apply when you hit the ground, but at least they can get you thinking, and they can get you thinking. So commit to developing the skill that you need for a better life as well, and read about things that will help you to develop the right skill set that you need to live the life that you want to live. The other thing will be intentionally go to YouTube, like my channel, where you have things that if you watch 50 of my videos, 100 of my videos, you will see the things that I stand for, the things that I'm wrong in, the things that you think I'm right in. It's okay. I mean, I'm not trying to be right, I'm just trying to share what I know. But commit to learning something, commit to studying. Especially, there's nothing like somebody telling you that your life is in your hands and you have all that it takes to build your life from whatever level that you are. There's nothing like that. You can't fight that person. If you fight somebody who's trying to say that, listen, you can take charge of your life and do better than what you're doing, and you want to disagree and fight, that amazes me. You would want to fight somebody who's trying to take advantage of you, somebody who's trying to delay you, somebody who's trying to ruin your life, but not somebody who's trying to encourage you to say, do something. Do something with your life. You have what it takes to build from wherever that you are. I don't think you should have a lot of time. You should spend a lot of your energy trying to debate and trying to fight with people who are encouraging you to do better for your life. Because life is what you decide to live. It's your decision. It's your choice. Nobody comes to live this life to become successful without, it's very, very few people are in that kind of category that they don't have to do anything. But the rest of us, we have to do something. And so I'm saying that commit to learning, because if you don't know, then it becomes very difficult for you to do it. But at least the first phase, if you know it, if you're aware, then you can choose to say, I don't care, I don't want to do anything, I just want to struggle with the life, I don't want to. So commit to YouTube. There are a lot of things. It's almost like you can learn everything that you want to learn. Some people are learning cooking, some people are learning programming, some people are learning how to write books, how to construct buildings. Some people are learning how to put rockets together. Some people, all kind of industries, how to do their own house farming, all kind of things. Some people are even learning how to do surgery there. So everything is a great tool for us. I think there's not many things that come close to what the videos that people are loading on YouTube. And so you must also be intentional about this, knowledge about our history as Africans, knowledge, trying to find what your life is about and living a meaningful life, your health, your family, your finances, your business. You can learn how to develop a product, a structure, a system, real estate investment, and things like that, your career, technology skills, all kind of things that you can learn now. So there is no excuse for you to say that, oh, I have nothing, I can't do anything. Listen, one thing I've noticed about social media in terms of Facebook videos and YouTube videos is that all around the world, the very things that get a lot of views are things that people like to have fun. People want to have fun, and then they want somebody else to take care of their problems. Life, you can have fun, which is okay, but you can have fun when you have trouble, when you have economic issues, when you have issues, basic issues that you must solve. You cannot replace that with fun. So solve the problems that are very critical to you, and there are things that make you feel like your life is not worth anything. Focus on solving those things first before you spend a lot of time on the fun and the comedy and the jokes and all the things that people spend a lot of. Because if you watch, especially Africa, the very things that we are promoting on social media are things that will not change the narratives. The very things that people are accusing us of, that Africa is not creating anything, Africa is not developing, Africa is this, Africa is that, we are the ones to solve them. When you go to China, what do you import? Those very things, we should be able to produce them in numbers ourselves, And so we probably have to promote a lot of the people who are producing these things, because every group of people must be self-sustaining. It means that they should be able to produce the very things that they need, the machines that they need, the cars that they need, the technology that they need, the health structures that they need, the roads that they need. We should not just wait for people to produce those things. And when we have time, we want to do sports, we want to create jokes, we want to do religious things, church, we want to do fun, and the very things that will keep us, as self-sustaining people. We think that somebody else should do them for us, then there is a problem. So I think that we should pay attention to a lot of this. We should not just do things because we want likes or we want to make money, when our people need a lot of the information that will make us as complete as a people. Because almost everything, every raw material that we have them here. The rest is the technology, the infrastructure, the support. And it starts with awareness, with the knowledge. And so we are the ones to push these things. And so if you have time, or any time that you have some time, go to YouTube, buy books, learn. Be intentional about the things that you're learning that will make you better. Not only for yourself, but for all of us as well. You want to build a factory? There are a lot of videos that you can watch. There are a lot of sites that you can go and virtually build anything yourself. If you want to build a business, there are a lot of teachings on that you can pick and practice. It does not just start with the knowledge, it goes beyond the knowledge. Once you have the knowledge, then you want to put it into practice. You want to test the knowledge that you have. I remember when we were in school, they were teaching us programming. They said that after you have, program, then you have to run it and see. And when they run it, they will say that there was something they call syntax error or something. Yes, when you acquire specific knowledge, you must test the knowledge, and you test knowledge by applying it, putting it into practice. And so once you put the knowledge into practice, then the reality will set up. You get feedback. You get to know this one works, with this one does not work. It's like trying to start a business. You can write all the ideas, the fantastic models and everything, but the only thing that can work is the feedback that you get when you hit the ground. You want to set the business in this place. You have done all the feasibility studies and everything. They are good. Do all those. But when you go, then the reality you will get. The reality is the report that you are getting from the field. The data that you can trust is the data that is working on the field. It's not the one that you conjure in your room. It's not the one that you look on the internet. The one that is coming live from the field, And so study, read, search, put yourself into intentional, because life, that which will make you different from everybody else are the things that you're studying yourself. The other day we were having some discussions, and we were talking about schooling and education. School is what they give us when they put us in the class, and the teacher is telling you this is 1 + 1, you say 2, those things, yes, and then you pass the exam, you get A, things like that. Education is the one that you give to yourself for life. The one, education will help you to solve problems, the very things that you need to get the results that you want. That is education. So if you cannot use the one that you have to solve the problems in your environment, in your life, then that is not an education in the first place. That is something that you just acquire and they gave you a certificate. So my name is Obendako. I'm talking about intentional learning. Close the knowledge deficit, close the knowledge gap. There is a certain stage of thinking, there's a certain stage of knowledge processing that we must have for us to get the results that we need. And most people think that they can just get to anything, they can just get there by doing nothing. No, you've got to be intentional about it. You've got to study. You've got to learn. At least 1 book a month. Some of our greatest achievers, they read about 4 books, 5 books a month. Every time they are reading. Top performers, top corporate executives, top achievers, top presidents, they read. They are always reading. They're challenging their thought. What you knew yesterday, what you knew last year, should be challenged this year. Because knowledge is constant, it's flowing. Knowledge is actually it's current. It moves like that. And so if yours is stagnant, and then there's a problem. Knowledge is light. It brings liberation. It brings illumination. It brings freedom. So if there is any difficulty anywhere, it's because the knowledge there and its application, it's a bit, dull. So commit to reading a book at least a month. We talk about that. Commit to reading at least an article a week, and read for life, study for life. And we say that commit to acquiring the right skills that you need for the life that you want to live, or the life that you're living, and live life for a meaning, which means that it's not just about money, but also making sure that your life counts. There's some, you know that. So if what is it that people are getting from you in addition to money? That sense of meaning, that sense of purpose, and it makes life fulfilling, more enjoyable. So my name is Obin Darko. I want to say thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video, and please subscribe to this channel, please share the channel with your friends and people. Thank you.